What?
I like decorating house with pumpkins. It's really cute. I like getting ready for Halloween. It's really cute. I like scaring the fuck out of children. It's really cute. We're recording now, I can tell.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
It feels like it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been 10 days since you looked at me.
10 days? No, that's not true.
Oh. Hello.
And welcome.
Hello. I don't even think those were the words of the song. Hello and welcome
to the Sweating Palms podcast.
I'm one of the hostesses with the mostesses, Jenna.
And I'm Montana. I don't have a clever hostess mostest quip.
Whip. Like the toothbrush? Never mind, don't talk about them. We're not being sponsored yet.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. No sponsors.
Sad.
Yeah, I mean, I could apply, but I'm trying to keep it ad-free for the listeners.
I like it. I like it.
Yep, because I care about you. Hello, listeners, and welcome to the 13th episode. The 13th episode of...
We should have recorded on Friday.
As far as they know, we're recording on Friday. Nobody has to... What do they know?
I know.
Nothing.
Friday, the 13th episode.
Oh,
spooky.
So spooky, because it's...
the same month as Halloween?
Yeah, it's October still.
Yes, it is.
And what are we doing this month?
We're celebrating Halloween.
We are celebrating Halloween, and the podcast is doing that by telling, like, Halloween-related or spooky stories. You know,
Indeed.
We're trying to be extra more in the, like, festive mindset.
The spirit of it.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit today that'll scare the pants off of some kid. Oh, that sounded weird. Okay, it'll scare the shit out of children.
It will. I was terrified by some of it.
Yeah.
I do scare easy, so.
That's true. I'm so excited to scare the children in Montana.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. There will definitely be tears. I'm calling it now.
People are going to cry.
People will cry.
You might cry.
I will not cry.
Sure you will.
The children will, though. That will be fun.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff today. I spent too much money at the Halloween place. I named all the things that I got.
Which was hilarious, by the way.
Yes. We have Denise, who's like the undead bride. And we have Rick, who's the zombie who crawls across the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Benson
the spider.
Benson, the little baby spider.
Rhonda, the
cute. Rhonda, the big spider.
Spider that jumps at you.
Rhonda. Yeah, she's a baddie. And then, let's see. Oh, and then we have Chad. Chad's a big disappointment, as you can tell by his name.
Chad lost all of his hair.
Chad lost all of his hair immediately upon arrival. I was so excited. I was like, check out my new boo, Chad. Full head of hair, looking super hipster with it. He's just a really gross looking skull, and he's supposed to move and look extra spooky as he's hanging from like a tree or something. Open up the battery compartment, and it's just like corroded and nasty in there.
It was nasty.
It was bad. It was really bad. Lots of corrosion. So Chad is just a huge disappointment. What's new?
Ouch.
Yep, just like any guy named Chad, it's fine.
Sorry to all the Chads out there.
Oh, shit, we have a listener named Chad.
Yeah, not that Chad. He's the exception.
Chad, you're the...
He's a ginger
Maybe,
Chad, therefore...
I've heard about your luck on Tinder, so...
Wow.
Ooh, shots fired.
He can't even fire back.
Pew, pew. That's my favorite way to do it. So, yeah, getting ready for festivities. Small, socially distant COVID festivities.
Hooray.
Hooray!
I wonder if there's haunted corn mazes still. Probably not, huh?
I don't know.
I can socially distance from the guy with the chainsaw. Not a problem.
Not a freaking problem. Yeah, I was wondering too. I know that the you pick farms are open, so I don't know if they're able to do. I'm pretty sure they aren't allowed to have a bunch of vendors there and stuff this year.
Man, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. That's
big
a huge
time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what everyone's going to be doing. Usually Kara and I go with the kids to Green Bluff every year, but
yeah, not sure now.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to have to figure that out this week when she comes over. We're doing kind of a late recording this week, so which is interesting.
It's been kind of a crazy week.
It's been a crazy week because you've been in school.
Yes, that's true.
You're learning about bones.
Oh my gosh, it's such an intense class, and I cannot wait for it to be over, and I still have another quarter of it, and that really sucks.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know, it's so bad. I can't wait. I wonder, when you have a goal, right, like you set a goal for yourself, it doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be my thought of the day, by the way.
Okay.
So, like, I think that there's an excitement, I guess, with like obtaining the goal.
Uh-huh.
I guess it depends on what the goal is, right? So like if it's well, let me finish my original thought, which is I think that I wonder if there's some disappointment like now that it's over. You know what I mean? No, not really. How do I describe this?
Okay.
Pursuing the goal.
Yeah.
And then once you're there, it's like,
all right, what's next?
Now what?
Okay, yeah.
Right? So I think that there's the reason I thought about this is because Eminem wrote a song, right?
Uh-huh.
And in it, he's basically talking about how it was really fun in his younger days to be chasing his way towards the top or whatever.
Sure.
And now he's at the top. He already knows he's the best. And he's like, well, now what?
Right.
I did it. And now the thrill of the chase is gone, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that, and this goes back to something that somebody was telling me where he said, I don't have goals because I feel like when you have goals, you'll just never be satisfied with life, which I understand, but I'm a goal-oriented person. I like to have goals. I like to pursue them. But I wonder after all this schooling, if but some goals like paying off my car, I don't miss.
Right.
Having the debt, right?
Sure.
That's just pure goodness. I'm hoping that's what school is. Well, you graduated. Were you disappointed?
I mean, no, I miss school though.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I really love being in a learning environment. Like I really thrive in that environment. I don't miss like having deadlines and grades, but I just miss being able to like have somewhere where there are so many minds that have so many different opinions and thoughts and points of view, and to come together as a collective and be able to, conjure up like these new ideas, specifically because I went to school for business.
Yeah.
So thinking about something beyond, like, I love the group thing. I love working together toward a common goal. I love that interdependence that is there. And I just miss kind of being introduced to new ideas or thinking of things in a different way. Yeah.
It's a place too, I think, that it's a place to gather, right? Like, so you have work, but everyone is there, I think, more or less because they have to be.
Yeah.
Whereas school, like if you think about like these little micro, I don't know what you would call them, gatherings, like you have your family, right?
Yeah.
And you might have some friends you hang out with, but work is a big one where you may not know everybody and, depending on the size of work and all of that, but school is another one of those. You
have a new social circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a subculture going on there.
And it's different. It's different from any other culture. It's different from the culture you're going to find in your workplace or in your family or amongst your friends. So it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, I do. I miss a lot of things about school. And I personally grew very, very close to the people I went to school with. Mm-hmm. And we all developed like really good personal connections. But just in general, school, like I really fell in love with school when I was at the community college. And it was just, there's something happened in me where it wasn't, like I think I started out similar to you of like, I just have to get through this. Like, and I just have to do it. And I have to turn in the assignments and I have to. And it was like this, like, they're all steps in achieving this goal. Mm-hmm. And I think eventually I got to this place where I'm like, I'm here anyway. And I'm going to like enjoy this interaction that I'm having. I'm going to enjoy, like, I'm going to go beyond just like the principles that are in this textbook.
Mm-hmm.
And really see what I can learn and what I can apply into my own life and how like I can develop as a person, not just like acquiring knowledge for a job that I'm going to someday have.
Right.
Like I just started thinking of it as a deeper thing. Like I notice it a lot with people who haven't been to school. And I think that a lot of the times I reach a more close-minded, like, and this sounds super stupid maybe to people. I think it sounds dumb because it's like, oh, well, I've been to college. Like, that's not the point. But I think that, like, I've been in so many classes where, like, really controversial topics are brought up.
Yeah.
And we're able to explore that within an academic space and really delve into certain things and explore different viewpoints. And I really appreciate that. And I think that people who haven't had that kind of a platform, or not a platform, that kind of an environment to sort through those like complex social issues or like things like that, it just ends up being very like, this is what it is. And there's no like, no discussion. And I just love, that was just one example of like why I love school.
Well, in a classroom, there's moderation by the instructor.
Yeah.
Out here in the real world, there's no one to...
Yeah, you're the moderator. You get to say when and how much.
Yeah, exactly. And some people will push past the point that they should, right?
Yeah.
And there's no one there to be like, hey, stop that.
Sure.
Like, hear the other side.
Yeah. And I just think it's really cool. Like, even if somebody, because I went to a conservative Christian university where, you know, like my instructors were conservative Christian people. And like, I am not a conservative Christian person. I was raised, I didn't have like a religious upbringing.
Right.
So everything there, like you have to take different classes on faith. So like I took like the life and teachings of Jesus, and I took the philosophy class was very interesting.
Oh, I can only imagine.
There were some really, really interesting classes that when I went into them, I'm like, I'm going to hate this. And I came out and they like weren't some of my favorite classes, I'll say, but they were definitely ones that opened my mind more than like, I feel like I used to be very cynical about religion.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, you know what? I really think that faith is a really beautiful thing. I think that the community that comes along with it can be really beautiful. Like, I'm not personally religious, but like I have my own feelings about it. However, like people who are religious aren't bad people, or they aren't stupid people, or they aren't like they aren't all these things that maybe I had in my mind before I took this class. It just kind of opened my mind to different points of view. And yeah, I just think it's cool. So I hope that happens with you and your schooling, that like you'll get to this point that you're like, oh, like it's more than just memorization, because I know a lot of it right now is memorization, and you're like, what am I supposed to take away from this, you know?
It's so gross.
But I'm really excited for like it to open up doorways for you and like to see what you get out of it.
For sure.
Maybe you'll fall in love with school too. I know right now you're kind of hating it.
Oh, I hate it.
I know.
I've hated every second of it.
I know.
Yeah, so far. Not every second. I guess there's been some good moments in there, but...
Yeah, we learned about all sorts of conditions and...
Oh, yeah. When you were helping me study?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess I am smarter. So there's that.
Yeah.
I think.
You're growing your hippocampus.
Yeah, I learned that today.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I like it. That's a very good get it off your chest kind of thing. Mine's going to be fast.
Okay.
I realize that I spend a lot of time on this podcast talking shit about the youth of our world. I feel like most of the time when teenagers are brought up, I am constantly bashing them, and I apologize for that. Because I don't...
I hadn't noticed.
I notice it when I listen. I'm like, anytime someone's like, oh, this teenager, blah, blah, I'm like, teenagers are such pieces of shit.
That's because they are, though.
I mean, yes, they are, but I also really, like, I'm a little jealous of the freedom that they have.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate the spunk and the angst and all of the teenagehood that comes to pass. Like, I love it. I also, as an adult, I'm like, you'll suck a little. But I love teenagers. I love the whole, like, coming of age. You're learning how to be a person. I think that, but I came to this realization, which is my thing. I came to this realization that I'm like, I don't hate teenagers. Like, what is my problem? And I'm like, oh, I know what it is. It's not that I hate teenagers. It's that I hate who I was when I was a teenager. I'm very ashamed of my behavior as a young person.
So you're projecting?
Yeah, and so I'm like, you pieces of shit. Like, you're probably not pieces of shit. I certainly was for at least a couple years. So, and I'm just like deeply like, oh, embarrassed. I did some of the most embarrassing, stupid things. And part of it's cool because I'm like, you have that, like, I don't give a fuck attitude. And, like, it's whatever.
Yeah, the invincibility was nice.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here we are, being all mortal and shit.
I know. Dang it.
I know. I'm in constant.
I got to stretch before I work out now, or I will hurt myself.
And take an Epsom salt bath afterward. Because we're going to die. We're like old, decrepit people. We're 26. What is wrong with us?
Need to eat better, exercise.
I did yoga last week.
For like 10 minutes.
25 minutes, thank you. You guys were sitting on your freaking screens.
25 minutes
Get
one
out
time
of here.
a few weeks ago.
Hey, what did you do? Not yoga. Fuck you.
I rode my bike once.
For 10 minutes.
It was
Get
longer
out of
than
here.
that.
You're awful. Don't talk about me.
It was a while.
No, it wasn't. You were gone for like 15 minutes.
Well, it was an intense 15 minutes, let me tell you.
I know. You looked like you were going to die.
I know.
Remember when we used to be able to like ride our bikes across town or like... I mean, you probably didn't do that, but yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Just in a different context. You did it with like your family. And I did it to get pot.
I didn't. Oh, good for you.
Thank you.
You freaking nightmare.
I know.
I'm pretty sure my parents would have just locked you up.
Locked me up?
Yeah. Chastity belt and all.
Ew. Whoa, I just like spaced out so
Holy
hard.
crap. Welcome back. That was scary.
Thank you. I just lost it. I just like went into
Speaking of aliens last episode.
Yeah, here I am.
Holy
Okay.
crap.
Hey, so we kind of touched on this earlier. Have you ever been to like a haunted house or anything, or like...
Yeah.
You have?
I have.
You're a scaredy cat.
Mm-hmm. I am.
How do you do in haunted houses?
I'm very scared when I'm walking through.
Okay, like how do you act? What kind of person are you? Do you be in the front or do you be in the back or like...
You know what I don't like? I don't like people who go through there going, oh, I'm not afraid of anything. Then why are you there? Why are you there? Then go somewhere else. So I'm not that guy, obviously.
Oh, I know.
I'm not the go through and just, oh, don't worry, I got this.
Uh-huh.
I'm the, like, I'm very, I'm 6 feet and I'm kind of gangly,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Going through a haunted house, I'm probably...
You look like Shaggy.
5'7", and my arms are real close to my body, and like my shoulders are up by my neck. I look like a little turtle. Yeah, I don't like to be scared. Oftentimes, I'm like covering my ears with my fingers.
Oh my god, really?
And I'm squinting, so just trying to let in as little stimulus as possible.
Okay.
Because I despise jump scares.
I don't like them either.
I do not like jump scares.
I
don't like feeling creeped out either.
Sure.
But I especially don't like jump scares.
Yeah.
Not a fan. My heart was not designed to go from the rate that it beats at to over 200 beats a minute instantaneously. It just doesn't make me feel good. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I don't like it. I don't watch scary films.
No.
Every time one of the girls scares me around the corner. It takes everything in me not to just swing at them.
That's terrible.
Oh, man. They've gotten me. The oldest one has gotten me good.
She's scary. She's silent. It's terrifying.
That
she's
kid
like
needs a belt.
She's like a little ninja.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. She's real freaking scary.
She's exactly why I locked the bedroom. Not because like she's like a serial killer kid or anything, but she's so quiet. She's so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
There's been one time I woke up and she was like getting into bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freaking scared the crap out of me.
Oh, I know.
She looks like a ghost.
I know it. She's so quiet too.
She's so quiet.
You don't even realize it because I don't even realize that she's crawling into bed until she's already like snuggled up right by my face. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Like, what are you doing here? Holy crap.
I do. She freaks me out. Meanwhile, my youngest comes in and she's like, Mom.
Oh, I know. It's like a troll.
Because she is. And then she's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, you're not hungry. It's 3:00 in the morning. Go to bed.
Oh, and she
She's
does that. That's the best.
I watch a show on your phone. I'm like, no, go to sleep.
It's 3 a.m.
And then 2 seconds later, she's like,
oh, I know that.
yeah. I know. I can sleep through it.
It's so
does
brutal.
not bother me.
It's so brutal.
It doesn't bother me. But I am kind of that person going through the haunted house who's like, whatever. It's all fake. I have to like tell myself that I'm real tough going through it. I'm like, I'll like be going and I'm definitely death gripping the person who's in front of me because I'm not going first. And I'm walking through there and I'm like, there's a person that's going to jump out right here. And there's this and there's that. And when somebody does jump out, especially if I don't expect them, instead of like screaming, I'm just like, motherfucker.
That's terrible.
That's just what I do. I don't know. Because I can't be that scared.
You pee yourself.
No, I won't. You'll never know. I just swallow it. Like, you might even know that I'm so terrified and I'm just like, you bitch.
It's like scared Tourette's.
I'm like, fuck you. Yeah. It's really bad. Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly what it's like. But the reason I was asking you is because the stories that I have tonight are actually from a Reddit thread that was asking about people who work in haunted houses.
Interesting.
Yes.
Do you have a story?
I have a story for you. Would you like to know what it is?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you. Fine. Twist my arm. Reddit user Happy Nazgul. Happy Nazgul?
Yeah. Nazgul from Lord of the Rings.
What? Why don't I know that name?
The Nazgul, it's the thing that the what are they called? The guys with scary masks right on top of them.
Orcs? Right on top of Nazgul?
No, it's like the Witch Kings or something. I can't remember.
The Witch Kings?
It's the scene where like it's like a dragon thing. A Nazgul.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a happy one.
Jesus, I have not participated in any Lord of the Rings things for a while.
I know, it's been a while.
Well, good for you for remembering that. So this story comes from Reddit user Happy Nazgul, who says, kind of related. A friend of mine used to own an old building where they ran a haunted house during the Halloween season. The rest of the year, they'd do ghost tours, and I would often babysit wannabe ghost hunters and made sure they didn't get hurt or damage expensive equipment or anything like that for the haunted house. One of these babysitting nights, it was a group of 10 friends in their mid-30s who were wanting a night away from the kids. What we'd do is split up into smaller groups. So I was watching 3 people, there was another 3-person group, and then a 4-person group.
Okay.
During the off-season, a lot of the props and decorations were either stored upstairs or in the basement to keep them out of the way, and these rooms were always clearly marked, and we didn't tend to let people in them anyways. So some dude from the 4-person group snuck away to look into one of the rooms in the basement, not paying attention to the room with a big sign that said props, and started screaming hysterically.
Yes. I can only imagine what was down there.
Well, she says, I was the babysitter that was closest to him, so I come running over to make sure everything was all right. I wish I could say that what he saw was a clown statue, a leather face mask, or even anything remotely scary that caught him off guard. What freaked him out when he opened the door was a large mirror in the room that made him think someone was moving around in there, and he went into a full-on panic.
So they saw their own reflection?
He was terrified of his own reflection. Many laughs were had over this.
You're scary. It's it's when people are always telling you like, oh, look in the mirror. You know what I'm talking about? Never mind. Never mind.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
They say things like, you want to see something scary, or do you want to see something really ugly? Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Yeah, exactly.
All right, yeah.
It's like that. That's what that reminded me of.
That's funny, yeah. I thought it was pretty funny because I could see myself being like that, but I feel like there's always that person, like you said, in the haunted house who's like, who really is like really trying to convince everyone else that they're not afraid. Like not just trying to, like I do, like try to convince myself that I'm not afraid.
Right.
Like they're like, yeah, I'm really not afraid. Like we're going to go find some ghosts or whatever. And then he goes and like sneaks off to try to find a ghost. And then he gets and just loses his shit because he saw his own reflection.
I know. Good.
It's pretty funny.
You little rule breaker. It's like the people who walk away from the chainsaw guy who chases you. Just run, because it's fun. Don't be lame. Don't be a lame walker away from the chainsaw.
Turn around and
people.
like slap the chainsaw out of his hand. What?
No.
Why?
No. Did you say slap the chainsaw?
Yeah. It doesn't have a chain in it.
Well, yeah, but just pretend like it does.
You secretly love to be scared.
I don't really like it. No.
Like I like it. I like it. Like somebody who likes to get scared.
I like it like once a year, and then that's it. I don't do scary movies. The rest of the time, I'm not scared.
Well, Rhonda's about to scare the shit out of you.
Who?
Rhonda.
Yeah, that stupid jumping spider. I don't like that.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. You beautiful, majestic beast.
She is majestic. Oh, and poor little Benson already got broken because I'm an idiot.
You dropped him and broke his legs.
He's a dropping spider. It says it on his package.
Yeah, not on the ground. You're supposed to be hanging from something.
Well, it's awfully rude of them to charge me so much for things that break as soon as I take them out. But whatever.
I agree.
So, do you have a story for us?
I do.
All right. I'm ready.
I'm ready. Oh, yeah. I'm going to warn you that this one's pretty dark.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
I tried to stay away from something too dark.
Sure.
But here it is.
Okay.
It's called Mom's Scary Boyfriend.
Okay. It doesn't sound too scary yet.
About 5 years ago, my mom started dating a guy she met on a dating site. That part is fine. I had recently started dating the woman who would later become my wife, and we had met online. I'll just refer to her as my wife for this story.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Anyway, my wife and I never really liked this guy. We didn't think he was mean or anything like that, just a little creepy. He was quiet, he kept his eyes closed a lot, and occasionally said odd things, like... He kept his eyes closed a lot. I thought that was interesting.
I'm just going to live my life like that.
Sleepwalking? And occasionally said odd things like offering my wife a chocolate and then popping one in his mouth, closing his eyes and moaning as he let it melt in his mouth.
Ew!
Oh man, creepy.
Yeah, that is creepy.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
One time, my wife and I were visiting my mom, but she got called into work, so we waited at her house. Her boyfriend was over, but he spent the entire several hours just hanging out in her bedroom with the door closed, which is weird.
I mean, yeah.
He's just a bit of a recluse.
Sure.
So just before Christmas, my mom and this guy started having some difficulties.
Oh, you don't say?
My wife and I were visiting her for the holidays, and she dropped all of her problems on us, and we listened carefully and told her our opinions and suggested that she would be better off without him.
Uh-huh.
She already had her mind made up, though, and decided to break up with him.
Good.
On Christmas Eve.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah?
But, why wait?
Yeah,
He's
sure,
a creep.
just rip the Band-Aid off. Why?
We spent the night at my mom's and got up early Christmas morning to visit my dad at his house. So they stayed the night Christmas Eve and got up Christmas Day, going to the dad's house.
Okay.
We didn't plan to spend the night at my dad's, but we got snowed in, which was actually a nice Christmas surprise.
Okay.
The next day, we left as soon as we could to get through the snow, and my wife suggested that we stop by my mom's house on the way so that we could see if she was okay.
Mm-hmm.
My wife just had a really bad feeling about my mom's now ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
My mom's car was in the driveway, but that doesn't mean much because she lives close enough to work that she often walks,
Mm-hmm.
and it hadn't snowed in her town.
Mm-hmm.
She also never locks the door, which drives me crazy, so we let ourselves in. That's when we see the blood
No.
oozing out of the refrigerator's water dispenser.
No. You're full of shit.
Blood oozing. That's when we see blood oozing out of the refrigerator's water dispenser.
Did you fact check this? No, you fucking didn't. This is creepypasta.
It had filled up the spill container and was leaking onto the floor and had made a puddle.
Uh-huh.
My wife screamed and I freaked out. I fully expected to see my mom's head in the freezer.
What the fuck is in the freezer?
I nervously opened the freezer to find a bag of frozen cherries that had been opened, crammed into the freezer so that it fell into the ice dispenser and melted.
I am not amused.
Your face right now is priceless. And that's it. It said, totally thought my mom was decapitated by her creepy ex-boyfriend. The end. I really like that story.
That's so rude. You know what? Whatever. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I really liked that.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Thank you.
I do have one more very, very, very short one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, it was also from that same Reddit thread.
Oh, the haunted house one.
Yes.
Yes, I love haunted house
workers.
stories.
Yes. So, this is from user Adam Barrow. And Adam says, this was a standard jump scare scene. A guy with a demon or whatever kind of mask pops out, spooks the tour, then disappears back behind the wall. But I guess the guy got a little overzealous. So he says, demon pops out and says, I'm gonna eat your ass.
What? He says, I'm gonna eat your ass? That's the best jump scare I've ever heard.
The tour member says, you're gonna eat my what? He says the demon just recedes into the shadows, leaving more questions than answers. And the tour member just says, that's fine. This is fine.
I'm gonna eat your ass.
I'm gonna eat your ass.
And then
You're
just falls back into shame. Just back into the darkness.
The comments were my favorite. My favorite comment was, somebody says, the demon just wanted to eat some ass and left disappointed, all right? And then someone else said, I'm imagining the demon aiming this at the most attractive person in the group, waiting for an answer and then awkwardly receding.
Oh man, that's funny.
So funny.
I wonder what they... Oh man. Just the thought... Well, like, how do you continue? Like, you'd have to be done scaring people for the day.
It's so funny. You're just like, well, shit, that was a bad one.
Well, it's probably, when you've done your 110th jump scare.
I'm going to eat your ass.
I'm going to eat your ass.
You're going to eat my what?
You're going to eat my what?
Yeah. So I thought that was really funny.
That does tickle me.
There were
very
some
funny.
really good ones. It was really hard for me to choose stories this week because there were some really funny ones where we were like, just see myself out now.
All right, I'm going to leave.
Yeah. Like, I'm a head out.
I'm a head out. SpongeBob meme.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Very good. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your story. It was good.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it also, except it kind of pissed me off, but whatever.
I knew that one would get you.
Dang it. I know. That was good, though. It was pretty funny, keeping it a little more lighthearted.
Yeah, I just feel like it's, at least the last few times I've done it, it's for sure been
A little more heavy.
yeah, on the heavier side. So I wanted to come in with a light one.
Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, it was really good. I'm really glad we did that. What else? There's one more thing. Hey, I didn't tell you this earlier. Whoops. This morning when I woke up, I got an alert on my phone because all of our main podcast avenues, all of the places that you actually go to listen to a podcast that aren't YouTube,
Yes.
we finally reached 500 downloads.
Hooray!
Yeah. So thank you. France is kind of back, listening here and there whenever they want. Canada, listening. We have people in Michigan and Virginia listening. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Dundas,
Well,
Virginia.
thank you,
cool.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you all. And we've had a few listens in the UK also. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry because as per usual, the Alaskans have been showing up.
Thank you, Alaskans.
Thank you, Alaska. You guys are great.
Alaska's beautiful, by the way.
We
We need to go there.
We need to go there. You've been there. I
I've
haven't.
been there. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Someday. We'll go to Anchorage. We'll go see the people. Just kidding.
See the people in Anchorage.
We'll just go see all people in Anchorage. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. That was a cool little milestone to reach today. Feeling pretty good about it. And YouTube, I haven't really checked on lately. YouTube is not really a priority of mine. I know some people listen on there, so I keep it up on there. But
Yeah.
we are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, just pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
We're on Amazon Podcasts.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we're all over the place. We're literally pretty much anywhere you if we're not somewhere that you listen to podcasts, you're probably not listening, but let us know if we're not somewhere, I guess. And tell us your stories, please. We would love to know who is listening. I really want to know who's listening and how you found us, and I want to know what your interests are.
Yeah,
And
just email and say hello.
yeah, even if it's just to say hello, I would love to hear any of your sweating palm stories. You can email those in at sweatingpalmspod@gmail.com. One more time, that's sweating. It's SWEATING. Sweating. Palms. PALMS. Pod. POD @gmail.com.
Woohoo!
Sweatingpalmspod@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sweating Palms Pod. You can find us on Twitter at sweating_palms. And, you can find our Patreon at patreon.com/sweatingpalmspod.
There you go.
There you go. I think that's it. I think I did it.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I'm a freaking professional, bruh. Okay. Well, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Wrap her up in a nice little spooky bow. Okay. See you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Later.
Gator.